Welcome to Staring at the Lights.
You're not playing the intro?
No, we'll do it afterwards. I'm going to have to do it again now.
Well, you did it last week.
Welcome to Staring at the Lights with Rob, Tom and Ethan.
Hello.
We're back after a week off.
Had a hiatus.
A little hiatus. To be honest, there wasn't really that much going on, so rather than put something out that's
Don't waste all your time.
awful,
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no point.
save the good stuff for this
It was
week.
so bad, even we couldn't bullshit about
Couldn't
it.
be asked to get an hour
We
through.
had
45
like
minutes.
had a little text, didn't we? We were like, "Is there anything happened?"
Nah.
There were no.
There were nothing of any interest. Raw and SmackDown were just as bad as they've always been.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going in and talking about Raw and SmackDown for an hour. I'll just be depressed and
Yeah.
I'll never want to do this podcast again.
Yeah.
True.
But we're back
But we're back
with some stuff.
and we watched Stomping Grounds,
Yeah, we did.
and it
was
wasn't
quite
as
good.
bad as what.
We were expecting it
Oh
to be.
no, I was
No.
quite pleasantly surprised
All
by
right,
it.
weren't it?
I started to kind of warm to it as I was doing those stupid drawings, and I was kind of like,
Yeah,
this might
yeah.
actually be kind of watchable.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be. I was expecting it to just be terrible, but when you're kind of booking it in your head and you think like, well, that could be good.
Yeah.
But, nah, they won't do that. But they did. with some
No,
of it.
a bit gutting that the cruiserweights are obviously on the pre-show again, but it was a really good match.
Oh, it was sick.
Really
yeah,
good
it was
match.
a really good
I like
match.
all three of those guys. It looks like Tozawa might be kind of teasing that he wants to leave. He tweeted like "done" in capital letters afterwards,
did
I
it?
think. So there's a little speculation about whether he wants to jump ship, I think. But
They probably all do. I bet most of them 205 guys don't want to be there.
It's tough.
it's weird because there's like a section of them that are happy in there now. You know, like, so
Yeah.
I know like Mike Bennett's done this thing recently anyway, he just like walked off
Yeah.
and didn't kind of said, "I'm done," and just walks out of the arena. But look at how good Chad Gable has done. That match he had with Jack Gallagher the other week on 205i was
Yeah,
mint.
It's like
really good.
it's kind of all about your perspective, isn't it? I mean, some of them will just be happy. Like, I'm getting paid to wrestle, and I'm probably getting paid pretty well. Like, I'm getting paid like a average manager's wage for like
Yeah.
a regular job. Like, and I'm getting paid to wrestle in front of loads of people. I'm
Yeah.
famous. I've got endorsement deals. I've got like this, that, and the other. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
some
because
people will
it's
be right
the-
happy with. I mean, I'd be happy with
Yeah,
that.
because it's the show like with NXT where Vince doesn't pay any attention to it. You're a bit more free to go and do what
True.
you want, aren't you? And you can have these kind of matches that he wouldn't like.
It just don't get pushed enough because I can always see it
No.
like. I always forget that it exists, and then I see GIFs on Twitter of like cool things that have happened in the matches,
Yeah.
and I always see like. I think the other day, I think Cedric Alexander like retweeted one of them saying like, "You can see this same quality
Yeah,
of thing
yeah, yeah.
every single week.
Yeah.
Like, watch it."
Yeah.
And I just think, yeah, it should. To be fair, I don't know. I had never come.
It's the
around
most sort of. It seems to be the most closest to sort of independent wrestling
Yeah.
that you normally
you can
see.
get.
That's a bit more exciting and some good spots and stuff, rather than a storyline-driven match. It's more of a match of a kind of actual wrestling match, which is pretty good. But this one was, you called that Drew Gulak would win, but
Yeah, I think
you said Cesaro, and
I think I said Tozawa.
and I said that Tony Nese would retain. I thought it might be too early for him to lose already.
To lose it.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, like I called Gulak purely just because I was just scrolling through Twitter or something, and I
Yeah.
saw something pop up where they said like, if Gulak wins, I'm gonna release this shirt. Because what was his old tag team called? His old stable, Catch Point or something like
I have
that.
no idea.
Don't know.
Something from the Indies anyway. It
Okay.
was like his
Oh,
old,
right,
like his
I
old,
don't
one
know.
of his old logos
I
from
don't
his
know.
old indie
I
thing.
never saw him on the Indies, so I don't know.
No, I just took a stab in the dark. Really, I didn't think he'd win, but I don't know. I thought it was a really, really good match. Like I thought the way
Yeah.
it was
I
played
like
out.
Gulak.
Like I like him. Yeah,
I
think
liked
he was decent.
he's changed his sort of gimmicks a little bit, but there was.
I like the no fly zone thing that he did.
I like that
That's
one, and I
cool.
like when he was a bit of like a politician kind of thing, because he
Yeah,
reminded
did
me
that
of
for a
like a
while.
young JBL. That like
Yeah.
you'd be a really good heel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then he kind of went into this almost boxer-esque kind of thing. That's what he was doing when he came over
Yeah.
for the UK tournament,
Yeah,
and he had like this sort of silk robe and stuff.
He's
and
had
it
loads
was-
of like gimmick changes, hasn't
yeah.
I think he just tends to cycle through them until something hits. I mean, I
clicks on.
can't.
Don't seem
like
to give
I
him
said,
enough time though for him to click,
no,
does he?
I don't know what he's. I mean, his gimmicks now is what's just like I wear black trunks and I just kind of roughneck it. I think
Almost
I mean,
like wrestler kind of thing. he's
Yeah,
going
I
for,
guess
isn't it?
I guess that's what he is now. But I mean, he's cruiserweight champion, and that, like, it's brought the best out of like Buddy Murphy. It brought the best out of like
Yeah.
Enzo. I
True,
mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not really
yeah.
done much for Tony Nese, but I mean, he's still in the picture, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
And he'll get a rematch, won't he?
yeah, he'll get a rematch. I mean, he said Tony Nese shouted before he came down the ramp. He was like, "We're going to steal the show before the show," and I think that's
Yeah.
kind of become the statement of what they do on 205 Live. but
Yeah, and
just
it's almost
hard.
like that's what NXT tried to do before a main roster pay-per-view,
Yeah.
innit? And now
Same
the
thing.
205 guys try to do it before the show
Yeah.
starts properly,
And
don't
all
they?
for them that are on 205 were in NXT anyway, weren't they? So it's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
trying to do the same thing but on the main card.
I don't get why they get a weekly show, but they don't get their own individual pay-per-view. I don't get it. It just takes the
Only
steam out
last
of
year
it.
they started
point.
having their own
Stupid.
house shows.
I mean, the word speaks for itself. It's the only like quote unquote brand in
Yeah.
the WWE that doesn't have its own standalone. I mean, like they even have like standalone shows just for the female wrestlers. Like, why can't they have their own cruiserweight show? Because the Cruiserweight Classic was mint.
Yeah.
Alright,
It's
it's best
quality.
thing, I think it's the best thing WWE's done in like the past 10 years.
Agreed.
I think what lets it down is possibly at the minute with the way that sort of Raw and SmackDown have been up until sort of the last 2 nights, they kind of picked up a bit, but the way it's been the last few weeks, because the 205 Live stuff is happening afterwards, they're having to have dark matches to then get people to stay for 205 Live. It's
Yeah.
almost worth letting the 205 Live thing be a little like what NXT is, have it in its own small arena.
Yeah.
You'd
And
definitely
just
do it.
have that
It'd
there.
work, but I don't know. I feel like they take them on the tour as if they like might use them in the main card, but they never do because you have to. If you're under 205, then
Buddy
you have to
Murphy's
be
been called up to the main roster, as in moved up to sort of the SmackDown roster, and we've not seen him. Cedric Alexander's kind of
faded away.
He's
anyway.
faded away, and he's just involved in this 24/7 title scramble thing, but
Yeah.
it's not really.
Do you think
had
that
an
maybe
impact.
because they had the idea of doing this whole cruiserweight thing and they had the Cruiserweight Classic, you think they maybe thought they were going to retain some big names like Ibushi and Sabre and like do you think maybe they just didn't get the names they were after and they kind of
Maybe.
like,
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't
Yeah, it
know.
might like fell on its arse.
It's troubling though. I thought it was on the main card. Like when I was looking at the card, it
Yeah.
didn't say anything about a pre-show,
Yeah.
but surprise,
Surprise it was. First match on the card was Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans.
Yeah, that was a shock.
I think, and obviously with what happened at the end, we
There's a
know
reason
why they
why.
were on the first
Yeah.
level. I think me and you were talking earlier. I like Lacey Evans' character. I think is right, and she's very good at it.
She
She's
is
just
good at
not up to the standard in the ring just yet.
No,
No.
she's just not a very good wrestler.
And but
Becky
then-
Lynch isn't a very good wrestler. I'm
No.
gonna get that straight. Like she's really
Yeah.
not amazing.
She's a good sort of hand though when it comes to like we've said before, like the first women's rumble here, and Sasha kind of just ran the rumble.
Yeah,
So that was she's trusted and she's
She's-
a good sort
yeah,
she knows,
she
she
knows what
knows
she's
what to
doing.
do, but
Yeah.
physically she doesn't have a great command of her
No,
own body.
she's
Do
not
you know what I
great.
mean? Like she's a bit, all her limbs
All
are
over the
out, and
place.
she's like when she runs, she does that kind of weird
Yeah.
$6 billion man thing. And it's a bit like, I mean, and that's her style, but it is a bit clumsy. And like when you put her in with
Yeah.
someone like Lacey, who's not very fluid, it kind of just shows how both of them are a bit
Yeah.
clumsy.
Yeah.
I think from that match, I didn't get the impression that Lacey Evans was shit. I got the impression that they both just weren't great.
It's average.
Yeah, especially
Like-
when we saw Becky Lynch like visibly like annoyed with
Just
it
like shaking her head,
because
weren't she?
she'd
She
missed that
spot.
missed that back kick spot, and she just walked around shaking her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
But
probably-
I've seen Becky Lynch do things like that many times. Like I've seen Becky Lynch fuck up spots like that a few
She
Yeah.
times.
might have been annoyed at herself, you know.
maybe.
Like it seems like something she'd probably blame herself for.
I don't
But
know.
I don't know.
I get the impression that like this character's gone to her head almost, and she
Like
thinks that
Ronda.
she legitimately is really good at wrestling. And like, if you watch a few cards back, she definitely did like fuck ups like that.
I'd probably
There
have to
were,
agree with that.
in fairness to them, there
Yeah.
were some little bits in this match that were good, and I think this is the third, maybe fourth match that they've had, and it was the bits that went right were better than the other three
Yeah.
matches that they've had. But it's just what laid it down is you can clearly hear Becky calling the match,
Yeah.
and they're just sort of clumsiness overruns
We
everything.
were saying this
but-
the other day. We were just having a chat about it, and we were like saying the problem they've got is they don't know how to use their feeder system right.
Yeah.
They've got people who they don't look at NXT like a feeder system. They just look at it as like a holding pen, and then they
Yeah,
just
wait
pick
for
people
them
off.
almost,
Yeah, but
yeah.
they wait for the wrong people, and they let people up too late. Like they left Aleister Black there for too long. They
Far
left
too
Nakamura there for too long. And then they take people like Lacey and Baron Corbin and people who really need to refine their skills and just go, let's just put you on the main roster because of the way you look.
Yeah.
And
No, it's literally all gimmick, isn't it? It's all
yeah, of
looks.
course it is.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'll say, I like the Lacey Evans character. Like
do.
I think like it gets a lot of genuine heat from people that are like, when she's all like, all women should be in the kitchen and all this stuff. And it's like that gets genuine heat from people that don't understand that it's not real. And it's
just
like,
a
Well,
work,
it's the
yeah.
same with,
really
and
well.
we'll probably touch on it later. It's the same like everybody hates Baron Corbin. Fucking hate him. Fucking
Yeah.
hate him. Like
Go away, heat
that's
innit?
the point.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Entire
He's
reason.
doing his
He's
job.
doing his job well, innit?
He's doing his job that well that we've blurred the lines of I genuinely don't like this person.
Has he got a new tattoo?
I thought that.
Where
Is it on the
He gets tattooed quite a bit. He's got
Is it
like
his
a little
neck or the
weird
back of his
earring
neck?
looking thing that
Yeah.
comes down from the back of his skull.
I don't know. I watched him the other day.
He
and
still
like,
looks like he's just finished his shift at TGI Fridays.
does look like
so
he's
he
finished
needs
his
to sort that out.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
not GM anymore. He's not like
Yeah,
or
he's still
whatever he
wearing that
was. I don't know
shirt,
why
and
he's
like that
still
waistcoat
dressed like
thing
that.
he
but-
wears. Go back. What did he used to wear? I can't remember what he used to look
He
He's
had
just
like.
like
wear, like,
long straggly
t-shirts,
hair
didn't he?
and this like these pants that were like patchwork, a bit like basically
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt but longer and skinnier.
Right.
Yeah, he were.
I can't think back to like how he used to dress.
He was like a really thin Braun Strowman without
Yeah.
a beard.
Yeah, that basically describes it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I reckon that entire GM thing was an excuse for him to shave his hair off because it were receding that much.
Possibly. He was sick in NXT. I seen him
He
at
needed an excuse to
NXT
go
download
bald.
a few.
That's what I think it were.
Yeah, I seen him at NXT download a few years ago, and he was like, that was when he was like top of the card, and everyone was going, he's got a future, he's going to
Yeah.
be massive.
I watched him.
Then they just pulled him up too
I
early.
saw him in an NXT card in
Yeah.
Chef one year. I don't remember who he wrestled, but I remember thinking that he looked well. He looked strong.
Yeah.
Oh, it might have been. Was he NXT champion?
No, he never won the NXT.
So,
title.
it was. I saw it was Balor when Balor was NXT champ. It was Balor versus Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin.
That'd have been just before
okay.
me.
Like
'cause
a
I think,
freeway.
I think
Yeah.
when I seen him, I think.
It was NXT's only UK tour that they've ever done.
Right.
Like a few years ago.
I
Oh
think-
yeah, because wasn't it at Leeds?
Yeah.
No, it
Was
was
it in
Sheffield.
Sheffield? They've done one at Leeds though recently in the
Yeah.
last year.
Was that not a
maybe,
UK?
no.
Oh no, well yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
So it
they
was the
have done
first one they did then.
I think
Yeah.
Joe
was
was
at
champion when I seen him. I think.
Joe wasn't champion because Joe
No.
wrestled I fucking sound like a right smark. Uha Nation. What's his
Oh, Apollo
name?
Crews.
Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
That's just forgot his WWE name then for a minute. Yeah, I saw Apollo versus Samoa Joe, which was mint. That was when
Very
Samoa
well
Joe
good.
just got signed, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Which was wicked. And I remember seeing Baron Corbin obviously because he was like I think Baron was like challenging Finn at that time for the
Yeah.
title on TV.
Yeah.
And they just put Sami Zayn in the match for whatever reason. I don't really know why. But he took both finishers like to pin him, and I thought this guy looks strong. Like he looks mint.
Yeah.
And
His
like you
finishes
said,
were
he
class.
just-
Like, I mean, they still are. Like,
mate,
Deep
Deep
Six
Six is
and-
end of
oh,
the
it's
end of
mint.
days is
the quality.
Yeah, End of
wicked.
Days is
Deep Six is such a good move.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wicked.
Like, I just want him to.
It's
I
awesome.
don't want to see him slam him to it. I want him to just keep spinning.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like he could do it. I think the
Yeah.
momentum would keep him up in the air, and he could just carry on
Yeah.
spinning. Like I think it'd look mint. It could
He's-
just like Cesaro's swing, but
He's got potential to be a big name. Like, I just think they need to cut all the gimmicky shit and
it's
stop
just
having
his
him
look.
do
He just
shtick.
looks weird. Like he
I
don't
think
look
he's, I
good.
think he's got quite a good look. I just think it's like
Put a t-shirt back on him because I don't like the tubby look. Don't work for him very
Yeah,
well.
he has got that sad face in his stomach.
He does look- have you seen it? Somebody like took a photo of it and like put it next to a sad face, and it looks the
Yeah.
exact same. It is quite
Funny.
sad. His belly button like extends across his
Yeah.
entire stomach, like it just doesn't stop.
They could just I think we need to do like a little fashion thing for him. Like let's
Get, like, the
queer
fashion
let's
police
queer
and-
let's queer eye the guy.
Queer eye him.
Let's do him. It's like
Mate,
he could be
of all
good.
people to get queer, like to get queer eye, it would be WWE. Like, remember this like do like guests like when Johnny Knoxville and shit. Well,
That
like
was
the
the
GM
worst.
and stuff. Like, just get queer eye in and just
They were
let
the
him,
dark
like,
ages then.
remake. They were the dark ages.
With like special guest commissioners and
Every
managers
week.
for the week.
Some
Remember when,
American
like,
talk
remember when
shows.
Umaga
Yeah.
like beat the shit out of
Brilliant.
was it Pontius and Steve?
Pontius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Chris Pontius
Steve
and
kept
Steve.
laughing at him when he kept slamming him because that's just how he gets through
Yeah.
pain. He just laughs, and Umaga thought he was taking the piss out of him.
So he just kept doing
So he
it.
just like I think
watched,
what does he do? Like he either like headbutts him or slams him, and it
He
like
does, like, a
knocked,
body
it, like,
slam on
knocks
him.
Steve out, like
Yeah.
just out completely. And Pontius just like sat in the corner, cuddled up, like hiding, and then Steve was just laughing through it because he doesn't know how to do anything else
Yeah.
other than laugh. He's a
Brilliant.
legend.
Crazy.
Good
They
shit.
were sad days. I think
The,
I remember what Green Day once there as well.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
Billy Joe was like the
Yeah.
commissioner. It's like, what does he know about wrestling?
Just
Why was
grim.
he booking matches?
The Miz was champion. They had a laptop commentating the
Laptop,
matches.
yeah.
It was just like
Fucking-
it were horrible.
Do you remember that entire GM, like the anonymous GM thing
Yeah.
with the thing? And then did it turn out to be Hornswoggle under the ring? Like, it was like literally 8 months of this build of like people thought it was Stone Cold. People
Yeah.
thought Stone Cold coming back.
Michael
like, all
Cole
this
was just
stuff.
reading the emails
Like,
out.
magic
I have
thing
your
was-
attention, please. I have
It was
an
like an
email from the
awful
general
looking,
manager.
awful looking laptop as
Yeah,
well.
like that shitty little Lenovo ThinkPad
Yeah,
thing that they had. It was
really.
just like
and it
was
were never
just-
on.
It was
It's
just
like
never turned on.
It were never
He was
turned on.
reading
So
a
you have
piece of
these,
paper.
these wrestlers with these giant fucking
Yeah.
Richmond sausage fingers, like tapping at this dead computer.
You can see.
Awful.
I think to be fair, I think there's a picture of Michael Cole at it when he's like got the piece of paper with the email
Like a cue card underneath
like
it.
laid on the keyboard,
Yeah.
and the screen's just black, and he's like looking at it as if he's reading it. Yeah, I think it turned out to be Hornswoggle under the ring that was like doing it or something like that. Like
Stupid.
9 months through Mania, like 9
Yeah,
months
yeah.
of this
Rough,
build,
wasn't it?
Long-term
thinking
booking.
something's happening, and then it just turned out. I think they
Nothing.
must like. I think on the dirt sheets they had an idea and it fell through or something like that. And then Vince just didn't know what to do, so he just thought, fuck it, Hornswoggle,
Yeah.
let's get him
It's
in
like
the
when
ring.
Austin got run over and they just forgot all about it and went, oh, we'll just say it's Rikishi.
Yeah, Rikishi did it. I did it for The Rock. That was just the entire build around that.
Let's move on
God
to the next
almighty.
one.
Now let's just talk about shit, like,
I could do that
commissioners.
for hours.
But like in
hours and
kayfabe
hours.
terms, though, why would you let them do it? Like, because if I was like a rock star who knew nothing about wrestling, I'd get there and be like, right, fuck it, I want Rey Mysterio against the Big Show against fuck it, John Cena in a steel cage match, please, and I want the winner to get a title shot at Mania. Like, I'm the commissioner. What are you gonna do? I make the call tonight. You've hired me for the night. Like, what are you gonna stop me from doing it?
It's when they get like Saturday Night Live in, and I'm like, Saturday Night Live's not
Yeah.
been funny for the past 20 years.
Well, them two that they end up in the
fucking
Battle
was
Royal
it?
thing at Mania. And
I'm
we're
sure
like,
if you're from America and you watch Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live, you might know who they are. But when they came out, I genuinely had no idea who
It
either
would
of
be
them were.
like getting Graham Norton to come out in
It's
the
literally the exact
FA
same
Cup
thing.
final
Yeah.
to referee
It's
the
literally
fucking
the
match.
exact same
Why would anyone want that
It's
shit?
it's like getting Graham Norton to come out at Mania. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Awful.
Just so English fans would be like, oh no, we know him. No, he's all right, and he's quite good. Like, I
mean,
had no idea who SNL are. Like,
AEW did get Jack Whitehall.
oh yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, none of us are perfect.
That's a great shout. Yeah, because none of them in America are going to do Jack Whitehall, are they?
No, because they sold him as like a comedian, like this massive comedian,
that's a
England's
stretch.
biggest comedian. I'm like, he's told you that.
Yeah.
He's quickly
I
edited.
mean, he has sold out like Wembley. And
He
stuff,
probably has
but
done. He's told because he's not like my sense of humour. But
You don't like him.
I think he's probably edited his own Wikipedia page and sent it on to Cody Rossi on.
Yeah, look, I'm
Have a look.
the
Apparently, him and
biggest seller in
Tony
UK
Khan are
artists.
boys.
Yeah, do you, I think.
Uh,
do you know what I
He's
think it
what?
might be?
Apparently, the boys.
Do you know what it might be, though?
Really?
Yeah.
I think.
How?
I think Jack Whitehall's a Fulham fan.
Oh, that
That'd be
explains
why.
it. There we go. He owns Fulham, and he told Tony.
Tony
Oh, his
Khan.
dad's
He owns
done.
everything.
Yeah.
He
His
just
dad
owns
does own
everything.
most
Sajid
things.
Khan owns Fulham.
Sajid.
Yeah.
Weren't Fulham the
Looks like
ones
the
that got the
ING.
lovely Michael Jackson
That's
statue?
but
outside
that's
the
when
ground?
Al Fayed was in charge.
Oh yeah, of course it
that's-
were. Yeah. Is he dead now?
No.
Is he not?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson is, yeah.
I know Michael Jackson's dead.
Thank God.
I don't know if he ended up like his old,
Nah.
his younger one.
Oh my God.
Right, Ricochet versus Samoa Joe. Probably match of the night. This.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Daniel Bryan and
This,
the
yeah,
Machinery. That was fun.
that was quite fun. But
Yeah.
Ricochet and Joe was up there.
It was really good.
Definitely. Even though Ricochet face planted his entrance,
Yeah,
But,
I felt a bit bad for him. At that
but then he
point.
kind of like did that, and then he got up on the like turnbuckle and did a backflip. Was like, see, I can do it.
Of all the people that could have styled it out, it is him. To be fair, like
He did style it out, to be
flares
fair.
on floor or some
Yeah.
shit. And just like I'm alright.
Just a spinneroonie.
Yeah, just a spinneroonie.
It's one of those things that you'd think like, and if there was any like old hands in the business, you'd just say to him like, I
Something
wouldn't
like
have that in your entrance. 'cause
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
you
have
might
to do that
fall
every
over.
fucking night.
Yeah, every night.
5 nights a week.
gonna get bored.
300,
Yeah.
300 nights a year.
I was listening to the
It's like when Batista fell over in it, getting into ring at
Yeah.
Mania. I'm just like,
Probably not
it's
that.
just a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it just, you know what it is? It's like, I've been there, like, not in a ring, but I fell over in front of crowds. It just does, it's not nice. Like, you just gotta feel bad for him, haven't you? Like, oh, that's quite.
To be fair, though, as long as he's just doing something like that in his entrance and he's not doing it in the match. it
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
really
very
matter,
true.
does it, so.
Did Sin Cara once, like, try and do his trampoline thing into the ring? And,
Yeah,
like,
he just
fuck it
bounced
up?
on the rope, didn't he, and like
Bounced
garroted
on the
himself. I think.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
was,
Though, like, you'd think that one of the vets would be like, listen, this is your life now, every single day.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to do some flips?
Simplify it, son.
Like, just
Simplify
calm
it.
down.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get bored. Your leg's gonna start to hurt. Like,
It's like Hogan said with
Yeah.
that leg drop. He's like, that leg drop, I thought it was a good idea, but then I realised that's my finisher and I have to do it every night.
single night.
And I have to get hips replaced every
Land-
3 years.
Yeah, landed on my arse. every single
Christ.
night.
But yeah, it was a great match. It was a
Jericho
really
was
good
saying on
match.
his podcast the week before that Ricochet asked him if he can have Codebreaker as his new finisher.
Really?
Quite nice.
And he's like, yeah, of course you can use it. He's like, you might want to change the name, but you can use it as your finisher if
Well,
you
it
want.
isn't Jericho's move, is it? Let's be honest.
No, but I think you're the last one to use it that we know of, so.
He knows Jericho's really petty, and if he doesn't ask him, he'll probably get,
Yeah,
get,
probably
get,
got like
get
a
ripped to pieces.
hate mail or something like that.
He tweeted something the other day. It might have been today, actually, replying to somebody, Jericho, because someone was like, you keep giving WWE loads of shit, and that's where everyone really knew you for. And he was like, I'm just having fun. Calm down.
He
Like,
did another one, like, might have been today. Because obviously with this whole, like, Rollins thing, tweeting about
Yeah.
how it's the best wrestler on the planet, like, in WWE. And then somebody tweeted about, like, how they had some awful segments in the show, like, that weren't like best wrestling on the planet, and I think somebody like tweeted 45 minutes of wrestling on like a 3-hour show, something like that.
Yeah.
And he just tweeted like hashtag best wrestling ever, and like with like a laughing face after it, and like Jericho knows that it was fucking dog shit. Like, he knows how awful it must have been to be there.
And on that Twitter thread, Ospreay was there as well.
Ospreay, sure.
He was throwing his 2 pence in.
I liked Ospreay's return. I liked
it was
Ospreay's
good.
Yeah. I
give
think
it to him.
if it was flipped around, I think people's mindset would be completely different.
Yeah.
You know, if it was like Ospreay going after
Rollins.
after him, they'd be like, oh, look at this, go on, mate, you give it to
Defending
him. And
himself,
now it's the other way around. People are like, you shouldn't be concerning yourself with them.
I think it's good for Rollins to be saying like, I'm the best wrestler in the world, because it's like, you should think you are.
Yeah, you should do.
Good on you.
It's
and you
also,
are good.
it's
you
also
are really good.
quite nice that someone in WWE recognises another promotion.
Yeah.
Because
like
normally they don't bother.
It was like we don't need you. We've got our own. He's called Ricochet. He's just won the US title, or something like that. I was like, that's a good bar. That I like that bar. Nah, I don't know about Ospreay. I feel like he's an awful human being apparently, so I don't think I should support him.
I've heard
much.
he's a bit of a.
He's like a rape sympathiser and stuff apparently.
Is he?
I've heard he's a bit of a Jack the Lad. Yeah. I mean,
only what
I've not heard he's a rape sympathiser.
It's only what I've heard. I'm just
You hear
telling
more than me. I've just heard he's a bit.
Who's
of a...
telling you this?
You both looked at me like I'd said he'd committed rape. Then, like I didn't say that. I just said apparently he's said some nasty things around it.
Yeah, I've heard I've heard there's some not so good shit. He's apologised for some of the stuff he's said.
Well, he has to apologise quite a lot. This is why I'm saying it. I always see him on Twitter like defending his actions and stuff and apologising for what he said. I think he also like either deleted Twitter or like stayed off it for a few weeks because he was getting that much hate that he was like, "Oh, I'm going to take a break from social media and all this stuff," and then like came back and hoped that everybody had forgot about it.
He's a bit of a tweet and delete. He's like the opposite side of the coin to Zack Sabre Jr. completely.
Yeah,
like
right.
they're the two sides to the perfect British wrestling coin.
Yeah.
One of them's like a ground-based technician who's really kind of like keeps himself to himself. He really knows his kayfabe. He's like really savvy, really intelligent. And then you got Will Ospreay, who's like this aerial lunatic who just shoots from the fucking hip and says whatever the fuck he wants. He's always steaming and always eating cheeky Nando's. It's like they're just a write-off.
I wonder if he misses his Nando's.
Have you seen that video he put up?
No.
He was back in England and he put a video of him, like it was really romantic music and it was him walking into Nando's. It was quite funny actually. It was quite.
Nando's overrated though, let's be honest.
I like Nando's, me. I'm a simple boy.
Right.
Simple means. You don't like chicken, so it's fucking right off for you. Well, you do like it, but you're a vegan, so.
Yeah,
You love chicken.
I used to.
You love side
Still love
used
it.
to.
You still love chicken.
No, I'm alright. I don't really miss it, you know.
You still love it though.
Yeah, but I can get really good fake chicken, so.
Seitan. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Nah, well, you'd make it out of soy normally.
There you go. KFC.
I want
do
you
one
to
now.
admit that you love chicken.
I love chickens.
No, I asked you. I want you to admit that you
Plural.
love eating chicken.
Oh, I don't love eating chicken because I
You
don't
do.
eat it.
You do.
I don't eat
You do.
chicken. No, I don't.
Right, we'll come back to this.
Right, Bailey and Alexa Bliss.
Better of the two women's title matches, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Because they
Alexa
actually
Bliss.
both can wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't that bad.
Do you know what I worry is that they're doing this thing with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross where they're like, you're my best friend, and one of them's like, you know, don't wear makeup and a bit mad. I'm worried that they're going back down that like, no, but hear me out. I'm worried that they're
that
going
what Rob
back
thinks
down.
of women?
No.
I think that's what
That's
Rob
how they
thinks of
try
women.
to portray her. But what I'm worried about is that they're going down that route that they did with Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax where they were friends and then she turns over and starts fucking body shaming her and bullying her and stuff like that, and I just
not a good
I
look
can
for Alexa
see
Bliss.
it.
She just like used to call her fat. Like,
She did. That's what she alludes to.
I'm mad with that.
We lived through that.
Like weeks of her just calling her fat.
I know.
Like,
You can't do that anymore.
it's absolutely mental.
But what I worry about is that they're going to do this again with Nikki Cross.
Yeah, but
Maybe
she
they'll
can't call her
like,
fat.
maybe
though.
they'll
No,
subvert
but-
it and just have Nikki Cross like go back to being a lunatic, and she'll just be like, "You're a fucking bimbo.
Yeah,
you
bimbo.
fucking dumb bimbo. You fucking thick bitch." She's just like going in there. Like,
Yeah, thick bitch. Could
she gets really over and just tears into her.
starts. Just like
Can we
bleep
start
her
selling
out,
T-shirts that say "thick bitch" on
Like,
it?
they got to spell it THEC.
It's got like a Scottish flag underneath it.
It says thick bitch. It's like on a t-shirt.
Well, maybe they'll do that.
It's like when Scottish Undertaker tweets, and it's all like it's like spelt like how they speak.
Yeah, Whitney thought of that. It's just like,
Right, good.
Yeah,
it's like that. I love Scottish Twitter. Can we just take a moment? to
Scottish
say how
Undertaker
great.
is fucking
Just Scottish
brilliant.
Twitter in general.
Yeah,
is just fucking
yeah,
hilarious.
Perfect.
There's that one that's just like, you ever want to get in a microwave and wrap yourself in tinfoil and just blow yourself up to fuck? It's just like the best tweet of all time.
Just because the way that they type out, they speak,
like, as if they're
so
speaking it.
funny.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, imagine if we did that from Sheffield, you'd be able to stand a word that it said.
I'd love it if they just let Drew McIntyre do his own promos and he's just fucking swearing,
Just
at
swearing
people
and
shouting and just
drinking special brews,
talking all
smoking
sorts
fags.
of shit about him.
I like that he got into the ring with Taker. Obviously, that was on Raw, but like,
well, Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns was the next match.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I can't remember it at all. It's just another match.
It
Why are they having
happened.
another match?
It happened. There was a 3 count at the end.
I
And they both
honestly
went home.
just tapped 10-second forward through the whole thing because I love Drew. Like I fucking love.
I
Drew
like both
McIntyre.
of them, really. I don't mind either of them.
Don't care
I'm
for Roman,
alright
but
with
I
Roman.
do love Drew. He needs like world, not universal title because that's the shit title of the two. He needs world championship.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know what he needs back
it.
again? He needs that old theme song back again.
Which one?
You know that one he had when he was it called like Chosen One or something
Yeah,
like that. It
yeah,
was really
yeah.
slow and it
Yeah.
had all them like gongs and shit in the background.
Biscuits
It was
and
like,
oh no, that's not biscuits and gravy.
that's Festus and Jesse
Yeah.
and Festus.
They were
mate.
Scottish though, weren't they?
They were fucking hillbillies, mate.
Who were the Scottish ones?
They were the Highlanders.
The Highlanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
of.
they were.
What was it? Was it
Biscuits
the guy
and
from
gravy,
IC?
yeah, that was right tune.
Was it ICW? The guy who said that he looks at him as like a Disney prince.
Yeah. It's right enough. It
Yeah,
was
it is.
what's it? Is it Mark? What's it from ICW?
What are you asking me?
The guy from ICW, the owner, is it?
Oh, the owner, Mark Dallas.
Mark Dallas. Yeah, he's like
Dallas.
looks like a Disney prince.
Yeah,
That's
And he
like
does.
a-
He
that's
does.
like a
He's,
Disney
yeah.
prince.
he's a fucking, and he's just built like nobody's built like
He's
that.
a
No.
god, isn't he? Like that.
Yeah.
He looks
Just a
chiseled,
monster.
innit?
If like if you
Carved
went
him.
back to like the Romans and like said,
Yeah.
"Draw me a god," they would draw you Drew McIntyre.
When he does that
That's what
pose
he'd
on the
look like.
turnbuckle, the light hits
Yeah, and
him.
he's like, he does
you
that
look
arm
like
thing.
why isn't he the champion?
Yeah.
He's got everything Vince
Everything,
wants. He's
everything.
not on gear. He can cut promos. He can wrestle. The fans love him. But it's like Vince has got so stuck on Roman. He's like, he's just like not wanting to admit he's wrong and not wanting to
Yeah.
admit someone else is better because
Probably.
he's got everything Roman's got.
Literally
He's got long
everything.
hair. He's got a beard.
Yeah.
He's beautiful. He's strong.
It's like that. Someone put that Twitter, didn't they, about him like having that Twitter of them both together,
I mean,
and it's like
that's a plus, isn't it?
when one's got their away kit on or something, both playing the same team on their
Yeah,
away kit.
it's like when you pick two fighters in Street Fighter and make them fight each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've been watching this for months.
Yeah.
Why are we watching this again?
You don't normally
ridiculous.
have many feuds that start at WrestleMania. Mania's
Nah.
normally the payoff.
I don't know what they're doing, and I honestly I couldn't even pretend to care about that match. Like I was just like, Shane runs in and fucks about or something, but I don't get it. Like Roman won again.
Shane fucks about.
He just comes in and like fucks about, and he's like, what does he do again? He like comes in and he fucks about. No, he's just.
And then he still loses anyway.
Yeah,
So, like,
which
what's
I
the
don't
point?
get it.
If
'cause
I
you
was
think,
Drew, I'd be like, "Fuck off! You're not helping me. Like, leave me alone."
You
I
are-
would have won.
You're more of a hindrance.
Yeah, I'd have got that if it weren't for you. Like,
Aye, but your mate's dad runs the company, so
Yeah,
you've got to
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
look
You can't
after
say
him.
that to him,
Got to
can
win.
you?
Kofi-
My nipple feels like it's leaking.
Brilliant.
What's happening? What's going on?
It's not. It just feels like it.
It feels wet.
It feels wet. Carry on.
Damp.
Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler in the cage match. Nothing great. I like the finish.
I
I
like
didn't even
Dolph Ziggler
realise
had
it was a
left
fucking
when he
cage
said
match.
it.
That thing just started dropping from the ceiling. I'm like, what's going on
What the
here?
fuck?
What is happening?
Why have they not got the LED ring posts? Oh, right. that's
Oh,
right, yeah.
there we go. Those big stupid plastic things.
I like the finish.
I wish Dolph had left.
Yeah?
and he
Good
said he would
finish.
leave. Like, I hate Dolph Ziggler so much.
I'd
hate him.
I'd like him if he would just go like Nick Nemeth and just start being like taking loads of somas and like sexually assaulting the fucking
Yeah,
divas in the
it would be
locker
pretty-
room. I just
it-
want to see
it-
Shawn Michaels.
Just want Shawn Michaels.
I want
back.
Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels back.
Well, he tried
I mean,
to
I
be
don't
Shawn
want him
Michaels,
to
didn't he?
successfully sexually assault anyone.
No,
I just want
but-
him to be a bit of a
Jack the Boy.
just like passed out in the back and
Yeah.
just like, come on, we've got to resuscitate him. Let's get them paddles on his arse. I want him to be a rock
He
star.
tried to go the Shawn Michaels road, didn't he? And I was like, if you're gonna go Shawn Michaels, go all in. Like, start calling
Go
me-
full Michaels.
Go full Michaels. You never go
Michaels.
full Michaels. You just went full Michaels.
He tried
You
it
never
though.
go
They
full
tried it
Michaels.
with him and Drew because it was like that was the whole.
Did they really
idea.
try it?
I
They
just-
could have just been like,
yeah.
here you go, boys.
Just sort of-
I
Here's
think
some
they hinted
drugs.
towards it.
I just think with him, he's like, yeah, he looks good and yeah, he's got a six pack and all this stuff. But if I were in ring with him, and I'm not a hard person at all, I could just grab him by his ponytail and just rag him around that ring, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't take me 5 minutes.
swing him about.
He sells too much, you know. It's like he's not done himself any favours.
I
by
remember
being-
like when I used to like a few years ago, and it was like he was the best seller in the world.
yeah.
And now I look at it, and I'm like, calm down, like
Chill
calm
out.
yourself down a little bit.
Yeah,
It's just
Yeah.
everything with him. Like he's just You know when something's just
shit.
broken beyond repair.
Yeah.
He's gone through too much shit, and he's like, he's never coming back from that.
No.
He's never coming back from that shit.
He had a couple of moments where he could have, like, when he cashed in against.
Oh, that cash-in is
Del
one of
Rio
the
was,
best
amazing.
cash-ins that they've had.
When
with
was
me.
that? Was that in after that? It was after
A while
the,
ago, wasn't it?
Years and years ago.
It was in England,
wild.
wasn't it?
I don't know, was it?
I think
What?
so.
I don't know.
When he cashed in, when he was with AJ Lee, and he cashed in on Del Rio, and Del Rio was hurt, and he like walked
Nah, there's
down
only
and
ever
cashed
been
in.
the only time a title's ever changed hand in the UK was Styles, wasn't it?
Ever?
Yeah, the only time a world title has changed hands in the
Oh,
UK
maybe.
outside of the US actually. It was
Oh,
AJ
it might have been
Styles
Chicago. I just know it was a mint crowd. That's
Yeah.
all. So it might have been Chicago.
Right.
No, they
I
should.
didn't know that. I'd only ever changed titles.
Yeah,
once.
yeah, I'm sure it has. The only time it's changed in the UK, the
That's a bit of a
WWE
joke.
title was
Main
AJ
title, I
Styles.
would have thought.
Yeah, main title. Yeah,
I'm sure, like, the US and that.
I see one's changed over here before.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was,
Bulldog won it, didn't he, against Brett?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I've heard that where Wembley's in the running for me.
Wembley.
Yeah,
for Mania.
yeah,
Not this one. Well, it's not Tampa. The year after Tampa.
yeah,
It's in
because
the
they
running
want
for
to time it for when LA is having the Super Bowl because they want to have a bigger audience than what the Super Bowl had 3 months before.
And in Wembley, they would do that.
No, when it's in LA. So the Super Bowl in LA is planned for 2022 or 23, I think. So what they want, because it's going to be in the new stadium that's being built for the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
What they're wanting, or the rumor is that Super Bowl's in February and it gets 90,000, for instance, and then WWE come along for Mania, and obviously they've got more space to work with,
Yeah.
and get 100,000, and then they can be like, well, we had a bigger crowd at WrestleMania than you had for Super Bowl. Is the
But there's no
plan
point
apparently?
because XFL starts next year and they'll draw like 300 fans a game. So like, it's
Yeah.
not going to really matter anyway, is it?
It's supposed to be a separate thing, though, isn't it? That's
Got to shoot
apparently-
for something, don't you?
You gotta shoot
He's
for
bored,
A
isn't he?
Mania in London would be mint though.
It'll happen. I think.
WrestleMania
Oh,
at Wembley Stadium.
we'd have to go, with no doubt.
Oh,
Front
yeah,
row
yeah.
Piss
seats,
up, wouldn't it?
Be
front
brilliant.
row.
Yeah, right. Piss
Just
up.
put
We'd
it
have
on
to
a
get
fucking
front
credit
row,
card. I'll
yeah.
just credit card the bastard.
Yeah.
Only happens once,
Remortgage
innit?
my house.
Dicer it.
Fuck, I haven't even got one yet. Fuck it. Probably never will.
Main event then. So Seth Rollins against Baron Corbin again,
Again.
but this
Ah,
time with a
fucking-
special guest referee.
Mate, I 10-second blasted through that shit. And I was talking loads of good shit about Baron Corbin before. Seth Rollins,
Yeah.
great worker, but I'm just sick of seeing these
Can't
two
be
miserable
arsed. Yeah.
bastards work each other. It's so depressing.
It is.
It's an
depressing.
absolute limbo for the pair of them.
As much of a bit of a car crash it was having Lacey Evans as a ref, no one guessed it.
No,
Everyone was like,
yeah, it's true.
you saw everybody on Twitter like, oh, it's just going to be Brock. Everyone's like, oh, it's
But
going to be
why would it
Brock.
be Brock? I was
Exactly.
seeing this and I was like,
Why is he
would
going
it
to be?
be
I can't
Brock?
even see Brock in a referee shirt.
Brock
Never.
can't
He ain't
count
gonna
to
do
three. He can't do that.
I thought Lacey Evans was quite good actually, because she did like, she was doing the count and gets to two, and then
Yeah.
because she like tapped out to the disarm, and
yeah,
she went,
yeah.
oh, my shoulder. I thought that was quite good. I thought,
Character
I
work
thought
was great.
I thought
Character
character-wise
work
she was
brilliant.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks like that female referee in NXT.
Which one?
Oh, it's Jessica Carr.
I don't know the referee's
I
name.
do. Jessica Carr. There you go.
She's a girl and you fancy her.
No, it's because she's got the same surname as me mate.
Brilliant.
So just
I knew it was
Also the
Jessica
same
Carr.
name as Alan Carr
yeah.
and Jimmy Carr
No, but
And Akar.
and
hey, we missed out. Brian and Rowan versus Heavy
Yeah,
Machinery.
I think we just glanced over it, but it was
was a
probably
great match,
it's probably
that.
one of the more entertaining ones.
I really like that
Anything
match.
crowd
with
were
Otis
behind
in.
it as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like,
Anything
the
with
crowd
Otis
was
in it
there.
is brilliant.
It's so good because Otis was great and Daniel Bryan,
Yeah.
he wrestled his arse off.
Yeah.
Like he put everything in place there. It was wicked.
It was a sort of tricky one for him. Obviously, he's supposed to be heel, but it's in Washington,
Yeah.
so
all the
Yeah,
chants like "please recycle" and stuff like that. That's really funny.
It's very
I
good.
like that.
they were heavy Daniel Bryan
Oh,
chants
yeah,
in the
but they were
main event
bouncing
as
it,
well.
weren't they?
The
Were
thing
they?
is,
Yeah.
it's great when Daniel Bryan knows, like, I'm supposed to be going out there as a heel,
But
but
fuck
fuck it. I love it when I'm the one causing a problem for
Well,
the
it happened,
story.
it happened at NXT UK tournament when Adam Cole had a match against Wolfgang, and like, it was like announced that he'd be having a North American title match, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, who's it going to be?" Like, but me, Pads, and Liam on the way there were like trying to guess who it's going to be, and like it's going to be a major
It was against
match.
Wolfgang.
And then it like got announced as like Wolfgang came to the ring, and the crowd just fucking shit on Wolfgang so much.
Bless him.
And then Adam Cole comes out expecting boos, and everybody just loved him so
Yeah.
much. Like the Adam Cole baby chant was
Yeah.
the loudest I've ever heard
I
it.
think you recorded it, didn't you?
Yeah, they were singing like, obviously it was at the World Cup at the time, so "It's Coming Home" was obviously the song of the generation. So everybody just like changed the words to "It's Adam Cole, it's Adam," and
Brilliant,
like everybody was
brilliant.
singing that. And then
That's
as he
really
like
good.
when he won, he like tried to like be a heel and like stomp out the ring. in like everybody was going like, oh, and he did the Adam Cole baby thing, and like everybody went mental. And he got out the ring, and all the crowd went, oh, again. So like he started walking off, then like turned around, like rock over his shoulder almost, and like stomped back into the ring and did it again, and just like was just eating the crowd up. And I was like, he was meant to be the absolute baby like shit house heel in this match, and just not got how they planned it at all.
It don't work, does it? Sometimes,
no, just didn't want to happen.
Everybody loves Adam Cole because he can't be a heel. And the same with Daniel Bryan.
It's tough, innit?
Daniel Bryan is like, after everything he's gone through, how can it ever be a heel? Like,
and you're watching like
in actual fights, the whole recycle thing, I'm kind of for it, to be honest. Like,
it's just America, isn't it?
We
It's
should
like,
recycle because
you
know it's a nice thing to do. Like, why do we hate him? For
look
that?
after yourselves.
Yeah.
Should
Stop
be more
killing
eco-friendly.
things.
Stop killing things. Like, just be a bit kinder. Put your rubbish in the bin. Like, it's not rocket science.
wanna make
Separate
everyone
your
happier.
plastics and your cards.
Yeah. Separate your whites and your colours.
It's also such a good fucking idea to keep the best wrestler in top 5 in the world. Let's just keep him solidly in the mid card.
Exactly.
We don't want to be a believable
Crazy,
company. Be great. But you know what? Done a bit of shitting on this, but it was a good show.
Yeah,
For WWE standards,
it was
good.
It was better than
it was alright.
than it has been. And even the Raw afterwards was pretty okay. There were some good segments in that. But the pop for when Undertaker came out was
pretty huge.
Huge, yeah, really good. And it's
But
probably
again,
a good
like,
way of getting a match out of him.
Somebody was saying they reckon Roman, that'll be the next match is Roman Taker.
Again?
Yeah, because they reckon like Roman, like something's going to have a tag match, obviously, Taker and
Like
Roman
cost him or something.
against Shane and Drew, and it's going to cost Roman the match, and he's going to fall out with him, and then that'll be his last match ever is against Roman. Like he's going to put Roman over one more time and sail off into the sunset. And
for another
it seems
year,
to be though, like
until Vince comes knocking again.
Vince knocks on that door.
Yeah, it seems to be that we couldn't put Roman over by letting him beat Taker and handing the mantle over to him.
No.
So let's try and put him over by pairing the Undertaker with him.
Yeah, don't really make sense, does it?
I think Vince is having just a series of slow strokes. And he's just like, just constantly, his brain just keeps shutting down, and he wakes back up, and he just comes up with another idea.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, you never want your heroes to die, but it would be better if they did. Like, I was thinking today, if Hogan wasn't a racist, he'd still be having matches. He would still be. They'd still be dragging him out.
He put a picture up the other day of someone. It was the most awful photo ever.
Is it where he's in the mirror?
Yeah,
it looks great good.
Someone's taking the photo.
That's his
behind
missus
him.
who looks like his daughter wife.
No, it was a guy.
Was it?
It was a guy. It was like his training partner or something.
It looked like his daughter.
It's Dog the Bounty Hunter, that. It's like, what's going on?
Dog the Bounty Hunter's got bigger tits than most girls.
It was definitely a guy taking the photo. But he didn't take it himself. He's just like
he's flexing, isn't he?
He's flexing, and
He
the
looks
guy's
good.
behind over his shoulder, pointing this little flip phone at him.
I mean,
through the mirror.
like either
why does he live in like 2004?
That's when times were good.
Yeah,
Hogan Knows Best was on.
he wasn't a racist.
Yeah.
His son wasn't in jail yet. His wife was still with him.
His daughter was still fairly innocent.
He's just trying to keep.
He'd done an infomercial for a grill.
Brian Knobs was living in the pool house,
Yeah.
I was in the pool house.
Wearing his 6XL Ed Hardy shirts.
hanging out with Guy Fieri.
Do you still wear it?
Good times. Probably.
Probably.
Jenko. I don't know.
Jenko jeans.
But
You ever seen
anyway,
that
it wasn't.
picture in Jenko?
I don't think so.
Fuck
Is it
me.
good?
It's the best picture you'll ever see. I'll stick it on Instagram tonight.
Yeah, good.
It wasn't a bad pay per view. In all fairness.
No,
as well.
no, it
I
was
mean,
like-
there's been much worse.
crowd wise, it was pretty awful. But
Yeah.
And before
not a big.
before we
WWE
leave it
hotbed
be,
though, is it, Washington?
where do we sit on the whole like we're a couple? Yay,
Oh,
we're helping each other
fucking hate it.
out.
It's right annoying.
It's grim.
I don't know. I
I preferred it when they just hid it, and it was just
Yeah.
a saucy little secret for all the smarks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've seen pictures of you at concerts together.
Yeah.
I know you're with her.
You're on like WrestleMania videos and stuff,
Yeah.
and you're in like What Culture top 10 couples you didn't know
Can
existed.
I just say fuck what culture really quick?
Fuck what culture?
Okay.
We're a TMZ. We're a TMZ podcast. We like them as our scandalous dirt sheet. We like TMZ.
Yeah, just wanted to say that before we carry on.
Yeah, fuck what culture?
Yeah, fuck what culture. No, I don't know. It's just, it's like I don't get the whole we have to show our relationship off.
Do you think it's just them trying to control it?
I don't know.
Like WWE
Yeah.
going, well,
It's like they did with Ambrose.
yeah, well, you will have to control this because
I mean, Rollins could be doing worse because when his last girlfriend a massive racist and a Nazi.
Shit. Well,
yeah, she goes out with Sonya Deville now. Well, she did anyway.
Oh, mate, have you seen they're doing like a faux lesbian
Yeah.
angle with Sonya Deville
I
and
don't
Mandy Rose?
think
I don't
that
get it.
I
He
don't
keeps
get
giving.
why
She
they're doing
keeps
that.
giving Sonya like fuck me eyes, and it's like really weird. And like at the end of the match, like she was like
Sonya like flicked Mandy
she was
Rose's
like
hair
flicking
out
her hair
eyes,
out and like rubbing her hand down her face, and it's kind of like, what's going on here?
Why are we doing this? It feels like Attitude Era, but it's not. But we're not anti-PC enough to actually follow through with it.
Someone was like, Eric Bischoff's going to come down the ramp and go, you got 3 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it.
It is like that. It's like
Where are we at?
Attitude Era, but it's not necessary.
We're not
It's
allowed to
awful.
go that far.
It's awful.
Do you know that I was the one? Do you know the first thing?
It's because they'll make it a seedy thing. They'll make it like a, oh, look at this, it's different, and it's like it's not different
It's
anymore.
just real.
That's life
That's
now.
just how
What
life
happens
is.
when you look through the scope of a 70-year-old
Yeah,
man?
it is true. I don't know. I just the first thing that I thought after that when Rollins and Becky were like in the ring together, and like Becky slapped him on the arse, and I was like, that's like my first thought should have been that's quite funny, but the first thing I thought was it was the other way around. Rollins would have got done for that.
Yeah.
That'd have been like sexual harassment in the workplace.
It's like Scott Steiner, isn't it? Do you reckon he's going to start coming to the ring with like a chainmail headdress? He'll dye his beard blonde.
He could do it. I don't know. Just the first time, as soon as it happened, I was like, if Rollins had just given her a crack as she walked out, like
God
he'd have got done
almighty.
for that. It'd have been on
Yeah,
news and all
maybe.
sorts. Like this is awful. This is misogynistic and all that bollocks.
I just think it's
just unnecessary.
I mean, it would be great if they did like a little bit very me kind of thing at WrestleMania, and he's got her up on his shoulder.
You either get rid of it completely or go all in and do like
Get married in the ring.
Like do an Edge a live sex celebration.
yeah.
Again.
I think
Like,
they'll try and build to something where they end up feuding with Andrade and Charlotte, and they're just doing this
Maybe.
double power couple thing.
They could do an angle where Becky gets pregnant, and then you just see the pyro go off, and Kane just comes down the ramp, and then Snitsky comes in from out of nowhere and just like
Right.
football tackles
Not
her.
this again.
And it's like we're back in the mid-2000s, boys. Here we go.
Imagine.
Oh,
Remember when Snitsky like booted that baby out at ring? Like that doll baby, like Snitsky like booted it out. At ring. Remember that?
That was horrible.
That was
They're like,
weird, that
Vince was
word.
really fixated on like
They were dark times.
he was fixated on like miscarriages, wasn't he?
Yeah, he liked it quite a lot.
Let's get
He
out
liked-
of here. Let's get out of this
Yeah.
this horrible cul-de-sac we've driven into.
This Saturday, so FyterFest is here. It's free on Bleacher Report Live, but if you live in England, it's like £9.
Yeah, it's mad that, isn't
Robbing
it?
TV.
bastards.
You can watch it for free in the States, but here you have to pay. I mean, it's all right because
We were quite lucky because
Yeah.
we've all got credits on the Fight app, so it's not actually cost me anything.
I mean, I would definitely not do this, and it's not technically illegal. But if you just download a VPN for your Google Chrome browser, I'm sure you'll be able to make a Bleacher Report account and watch it as if you're in America anyway.
I mean,
so.
yeah,
That's a good shout,
100%.
that.
You could easily do that.
I mean, I've already paid for the app, paid for it now, but
I've just
like
done it.
it.
well, I've used me credits.
Yeah, I've just used my credits as well. Fuck it.
Looking forward to this though. This should be really good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm
it's a
excited.
If
mixture
Double or
of-
Nothing's anything to go by,
Has Georgia Moxley been announced as a deathmatch yet?
No, I've got the card in front of me though, so we'll. There's 3 pre-shows.
There's
pre-show
video game
matches.
things in it as well, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like some video game conference.
I
thing as
overheard
well, I
on
think.
the Tony Khan Stone Cold podcast. He said there's like 2 game developers having a hardcore match or something on one of the pre-cards. I don't know. He just went, there's these 2 like professional, not
Well, they
developers,
just let
but,
you
like,
have a go.
you're like pro gamers, and they're going to have a hardcore match. And I'm like,
I hope not, because that's
I
like.
I'm sure that's what he said.
That's very WWE for that.
I mean, it's not.
Unless
Like
they're gonna go all in
AEW are
and, like-
partnering with it, but it's
Yeah.
like Kenny Omega's done all the
Yeah,
booking and
yeah,
sorted
yeah.
the whole thing. It's
Yeah.
his thing.
Unless they're going to
but-
go all in and like hit them with light tubes and stuff, then I don't really care.
Whipping each other with game
I
controls.
mean, sometimes the amateurs have the
flinging
best
discs at
hardcore
each other.
matches.
He lobs an Xbox One at his head, just like knocks him clean out. Just like-
smacks him right into a keyboard.
Yeah. But yeah, go on. Let's run down. Let's
All
run
right.
down the list.
First match is a hardcore match apparently. Michael Nakazawa against Alex Jabali. They alluded to Michael Nakazawa quite a lot.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
No, Michael Nakazawa.
Oh, okay.
What?
He has a thing where he bumps into someone and they're like, "Who are you?" and he just says his name, and that's the whole thing. So he was. I think he kind of.
I like gimmicks like that in wrestling.
Yeah, I think he made his debut at Double or Nothing because Matt Jackson bumped into him and he's like, "Who are you?" and he went, "I'm Michael Nakazawa," and then that was it.
Brilliant.
And
Good
then he
intro.
showed that it's signed. There's a 3-way tag match on as well. Winners advance to the All Out for the opportunity to go for the tag titles that they're going to announce. So that's Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor against So Called Censored against Private Party. I've not heard of them before. Private
No,
Party.
I've not heard of Private Party.
Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn.
Not heard of him.
Cool.
It's gonna be cool. I like watching wrestling with people I don't know. Makes me feel cultured.
Yeah, I didn't mind that with Double or Nothing with SoCal against Strong Arts. I've not really seen much of them. I thought it was they were really good. The other one I think that they're showing on pre-show is Kylie Ray against Leva Bates.
I like Kylie Ray, and I know that it's not the general consensus. A lot of people don't like the gimmick, and I don't really like the gimmick, but I just think she's fit.
She's really good in the ring.
Yeah, she's good in the ring. Really good in the ring.
I saw a really good match that she had with Orange Cassidy. They were
yeah.
It was quite a
You know what's really weird? Like, she's almost bigger than him in a weird way.
Yeah.
Kylie Ray. Like,
She's
really
the Scottish one.
built. No, she's the one with the
that's-
smiley face on this thing, and she comes down and she's all like, I'm really smiling. and
Kaylee
that-
Ray. That
Yeah, that's Kaylee Ray.
she's in
That's a bit
NXT
too similar
UK.
for
It's
me,
a bit
that.
too similar, isn't it?
Yeah. We've also got in no sort of just sort of random order, Cody Rhodes against Darby Allin. I think that'll be really
that'll
good.
be amazing.
Darby
yeah.
Allin's kind of on the rise really quickly. He was in Super Strong Style.
Mm.
He had that match with Moxley, didn't he, at the Northeast
Yeah.
thing where he did half of the match with his hands behind his back. Did that middle rope tope with his hands behind his back.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I like him a lot.
He's really
I think
good.
he's a really good wrestler. I'm surprised he wasn't on the main event card for Double or Nothing.
Yeah. I don't think he was even in the Battle Royal, was he?
I don't know. I
I
didn't
don't
see it.
think he was.
I'd really like. He's one of those guys where you kind of you want to wish him all the success in the world, but you kind of almost want it to be limited because I don't want him to change his gimmick. I don't want him to have to become like Sami Zayn. I'd rather have El Generico. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh no,
it's,
yeah, I know what you mean.
it's one of them things. Like,
Yeah, man.
eventually, if he does get the big call up, he's going to have to start properly wrestling. But I'd
Yeah.
just be happy if he just did this for the rest of his career because it's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Also on the card, we've got Yuka Sakazaki against Rio and Nyla Rose. So another three-way match. I think there's a couple of the Joshi girls and Nyla Rose.
Who's Nyla Rose?
Nyla Rose was in the. She was in Double or Nothing. She had the triple threat match that would turn into the four-way
transgender
match.
lady.
You not heard of her?
Samoan
You honestly
lady.
don't know
No
who it
idea who
is?
she is.
I thought you
Samoan
know
lass.
who you were.
No idea who she is.
You've not
Yeah.
seen her
There
before.
was a triple threat in.
Britt Baker,
Britt Baker,
Kylie Ray. Do you watch it?
and then Awesome Kong came in it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, she's a powerhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, that spiked.
Now I know. What
JR
you mean.
was just constantly
Sorry,
calling her
I
a powerhouse.
totally forgot that there was a three-way match in.
Yeah, it's because it turned
Yeah.
into a four-way one. That's why.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
probably
because
why.
Awesome Kong. Because Brandy Rose came out, didn't she?
Yeah.
It looked like it going to be
The old bait and switch and then-
bait and switch on him. Yes. Right. Okay. Cool.
Christopher Daniels versus SEMA is the next match
Yes,
on the
cool.
card. Adam Page versus Jimmy Abbott versus Jungle Boy versus MJF is on there as
Nice.
well. And
That'll be
then
good. That'll be really good.
John Moxley versus Joey Janela, which you're
Yeah.
hoping is going to be a
I'm
hardcore match.
praying for it. Yeah.
The problem is, like, you've got a
Both of the
hardcore match to
promos
open the
have
show.
been amazing as well.
Then you've got Jimmy Havoc on a later match. Is it gonna be? I mean, it's got to be a death match, but like you've got a lot of
pray for
a lot of a hardcore shit in there, don't you?
Mate, make it all hardcore. Make the
I
entire
mean,
thing
I'd
a
want
deathmatch.
that, but I mean, it's support. They're trying to like extend this olive
Yeah,
branch,
true.
aren't they?
Maybe. And then I'm guessing what's going to be the main event is the Elite against Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid.
Yeah, that'll probably be the main.
So
event.
yeah, Matt and
Is that the kid?
Young
Is that the
Bucks.
guy that got announced as the
Yeah.
partner for him?
Young Bucks and Kenny Omega against Pentagon, Ray Phoenix, and Laredo Kid. That should be pretty
Sound.
good.
Penta Zero Metal.
I think that one might main event. I don't know. Maybe I can't see Cody main eventing.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they
think- I don't think. In all fairness to Darby Allin, I don't think he's a big enough name to main event. He's not like a Jericho Omega, is he?
No, yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna start seeing this thing of like every other event. It's gonna be a tag team main event,
Yeah.
a singles main event, a tag. Because I mean, they're really big on. We've got the best tag division in the world, which I think is questionable. I don't really think they've got that deep of a tag roster at the minute. I think they could do with a revival. They could do with more. You know what I mean? Like more, just bigger names. And I know they've got the Young Bucks. I know they've got Penta and his brother and Phoenix. I know they've got those guys, but who? I mean, SoCal, like kinda. But I just feel like they could do more. They could do better.
I'm not a big fan of.
Super Smash Bros. Got Super Smash.
Yeah, they do have Super Smash Bros. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of 6-man tag matches though. I think they just get a bit too.
I like them when the books are involved. 'Cause
laboured,
it's
I
just
think.
like crazy shit's bound to happen, so it's really exciting.
I just can't wait till like 3 years down the line when they've got like a 6-man tag team title division, 4-man tag team title division, light heavyweight,
Could happen.
junior light heavyweight, US,
There's
UK.
a 6-man division in Ring of Honor, isn't there?
Yeah,
Have a
and New
6-man.
Japan.
I just want it to be
Is
like
there? Oh yes, there is. Yeah.
WCW at the end. They've got 3
Everyone's
factions
got their
all
own
warring
title,
over
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Everyone's always mixing about.
I like that, though.
Yeah, I like it. I love WCW. Old WCW is the shit. It's carnage. It's like a festival organised by the rock stars themselves.
Yeah.
So right off, no one's getting anywhere.
Yeah.
It's mental.
So yeah, that's on Saturday.
I can't wait.
Should be really, yeah, it should be good. Should be
Really good.
I think they've got this, and then I think they've got Fight for the Fallen, and then I think it's All Out.
Yeah, it is.
So it's good. They're not doing one every month. That's something to look forward to and build to, and not just think, oh Christ, we've got a pay per view in a week. We've got to put something together.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's pretty good.
Amazing.
Cool.
One other thing that we've been doing, we started doing it on the Twitter account, is we've got September is the Natural Progression Series for Progress, and each week we're highlighting one of the entrants. So we thought we'd start with the OJMO.
Yeah.
Fairly new, I think. He's done a lot of stuff.
He's not been around for very long. I think he's been wrestling for quite a while, but he's not
OJMO?
actually like been
OJMO?
on proper cards.
Yeah, he's done. We did the Breed show that was at the City Hall. Really good.
He's a good wrestler.
He's obviously got some stock in him because David Starr's nominated him, hasn't he,
yeah.
for this? So, and he's got a tag team match with David Starr in Progress.
Is it
soon
shoot
as well.
nominations or is it kayfabe nominations?
We don't know. I think it's shoot.
I think Progress do stuff like this, don't
Yeah.
I genuinely do think it will.
I think it would be,
Yeah.
and I mean, even if it isn't, David Starr's got such a name for himself
Oh,
at the
yeah,
minute.
put that name
Probably
in
one
it.
of the biggest independent guys
Yeah.
right now,
around.
definitely.
Yeah, agreed.
So to be associated with him and for him to have his name with
Yeah.
you, then
The OJMO, he comes across as like a kid that wants to prove himself, so I think he's going to put on a clinic. I reckon he's like in a few matches that he has.
yeah,
What's
I
his
think
style?
he does. He's
What's he?
Just like he's a bit of everything, really, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not high. I won't say he's a high flyer, but technical. Like he's a fast wrestler. He's
Yes.
tall. He's tall and slim,
Quick.
so like
Yeah,
he's a quick boy.
yeah, he is very.
Live.
It's probably, but I don't know weight wise, but he's
I don't
not
know,
a big guy at all when it comes
No.
to
Yeah.
some of the guys that you see. But from what I saw of him, he's really good.
Yeah.
Um,
I've only seen him wrestle a couple of times, but
we've
not-
linked a
I've not
match.
seen him live.
Yeah,
sadly,
we've
but-
linked a match on our Twitter for you to go and
Yes.
check out, just
Yeah,
so you
you've
can
not
have a
seen
little
him
bit of
before,
read and do a
have a
bit of
think.
research about him. Progress did something quite cool the other week, actually, like a live broadcast on their Twitter feed where they had OJMO and G Money on there, and they were having a
Yes.
bit of a conversation with each other and,
Yeah.
and a bit of a sort of a
Back and
don't know,
forth.
almost like a bit of a promo towards each other. And he made a point of like, I'm new, I've got something to prove. I don't even have a cage match page,
Yeah.
I don't even have any of that. I'm new, I'm
New
here,
guy.
and no one knows me, and I've got a lot to prove. And
Definitely.
he's going to take a lot of people by surprise. I really like him.
Yeah,
I think he's
looking
got
forward to
a decent future. I think he could probably. I think he'll go quite far. He's got a
Definitely.
great look, and he's really good in the ring. So
Yeah, but if you are new to like UK indies or anything like that, like at the Lights Pod on Twitter, we're going to be doing one every week. So if you've
Yeah.
never heard of these guys, you'll be able to find out about them and see how they wrestle and get yourself ready for September, pretty much. So it should make the entire show a lot more excitable, I guess, if you know who's going to be wrestling. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be really good.
yeah.
Should be mint.
I like that. I like that it's all its own show. And
Yeah,
it's
just
not
one
just
day,
one
right.
match on this and
It's
then one match
really
another.
Yeah,
so
it's good.
Makes
That.
it
yeah,
more
I really like the
definitely.
fact that it's all
It's what the
One
WWE
go.
should be doing with their cruiserweights.
Yep.
Giving them their own time.
Mhm.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wicked.
So
Sweet.
yeah, in the meantime, you can catch us at the Lights Pod on Twitter, Staring at Lights on Instagram, RGM as well. I think we've got something that we're working on to go on with
Yeah.
RGM in the next few days.
Throwback.
But yeah,
Sweet.
that's it.
Nice one.
See you later.
Sick.
Bye.
Bye-bye.